We actually met once
I know there's a really great guy under there.
for when they see us in the shadow.
It's not called that over here, is it? Though?
Yeah. I was dressed
I
as,
do
as
remember.
the devil.
We were in that. We went down to that bunker, that
Dungeon.
underground dungeon thing. Yes.
Yeah. But this
I do
time,
remember.
there was like a quiet second where I thought, of course I will be dressed up as this guy. But then I was like, nah,
but
doesn't
dude,
make
right.
sense. We're in Germany, don't. It's not funny actually.
No,
and I
yeah.
couldn't be funnier than you in this role. So how do you actually pitch a story where, because normally when you are, I don't know, in a business meeting and you
Yeah.
say, I have a story with Hitler, and then let me stop you right there.
It's
So-
exactly how it is. I mean, this is a very difficult film to pitch. I think I maybe did it twice, and that was just like telling people what I was working on, and I realized I shouldn't try to explain the story or like the tone or how it's going to look until I have the script. So I decided to write the screenplay and then use that as the pitch. I decided that it's better for people just to read it, and then they can understand what it's like.
Bereit fürs beste Wochenende aller Zeiten? Ja und ob!
So I have the feeling that like the biggest comedian and dramatic actors once in their lifetime choose, okay, I will take Hitler and try to do something with Hitler because he's like the meanest person in the world. So why did you choose Hitler in this story?
It was never really a dream of mine to do this. It was never the intention when I started writing the film. I gave the script to Fox Searchlight, and they said, "We really want to make it, but only if you play that role." And so it was their idea. So you can blame them. And it didn't start making more sense to me because it was written to be performed a very certain way. But I just never thought that I would ever do it because, you know, I'm Maori and I'm, you know, on a good day I'm a lot browner than this. But it's you know, it's very hard for me to imagine being able to even look remotely like that dude. So, but it was important that someone who wasn't really famous played the role, because otherwise it would have become the film about that, and it needed to be the film about the kids.
How was the casting? Did you know which characters will be play the role when you wrote the script?
No, I didn't really think of anyone when I was writing it. I just wrote those characters as they sort of sounded to me in my head. And when it came to casting, there were a few people who popped up. Scarlett was one of the first people I thought of because just from knowing her, I know how fun she is, and I could just see her playing this role. And she was the right age, and she's got those qualities that I really wanted from that mother. And so she came on. She was one of the first people to come on, and then Sam, and then Rebel, and then Stephen, and then we cast the kids about 4 weeks before we started shooting.
Is it exciting for you to show the movie today in Berlin, in Germany? You lived in Germany, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting because a lot of my friends get to see it from being here a lot over the years and going to the Berlinale quite a lot. You know, I think the audiences here are very open and very used to seeing things. And this is not a challenging film at all, but you know, they're very used to like different ideas and different styles and approaches to something like this.
How was it for you to be dressed up as Hitler on set and directing the actors and the scenes?
Yeah, it doesn't make the set a lot more fun, you know, and it's not a thing where you think like, you know, I feel like I was never sort of super relaxed, you know, dressed like that. So every time I wasn't acting, I would take off the moustache and then I'd put a hat on and I'd take off the jacket and stuff and just try and kind of just like look nothing like him.
When did you decide that the music has to be some classic songs from the Beatles in German?
Well, in the very first draft of the screenplay, there was always going to be Tom Waits, Everybody's Got to Live by Arthur Lee and Love, and Heroes by Bowie. Those were always in the script. Then the Beatles song came in while we were just before we started shooting. I had this idea that maybe we'd try and use that, and it's really important that there were sort of contemporary or like classically contemporary songs in the film, because I wanted it to feel like it could happen now, and I wanted young audiences or just people to watch the film and feel like they could relate to it, and that's why a lot of the dialogue in the film is very contemporary. I know nobody's really spoke like that, so that was a very important thing to me, to pull that side of it out from the past and make it feel like it's it could happen right now.
People say always it's funny because it's true. Why do you think young people or everyone should watch Jojo Rabbit?
Because it's true of that time in the past, but also it can, it could become true again, and maybe not to that extent, but just what we're seeing around the world, I do think that humans are in danger of repeating themselves and repeating their mistakes. So I think if we're not careful, and if we don't remain aware, then we can, we could see ourselves in similar situations.
Hallo Adolf.
Was ist denn los, kleiner Mann?
Die nennen mich ein Hasenfuß.
Sollen Sie doch sagen, was Sie wollen? Über mich haben die Leute haufenweise fiese Dinge gesagt. Oh, der Kerl ist wahnsinnig. Oh, seht euch diesen Psycho an, der wird uns noch alle umbringen.
Jojo Rabbit.
It's a wonderful movie. It's like La Vita è Bella from Roberto Benigni. So thank you very much for your masterpiece.
Thanks so much.
So see you later.
See you later on.